Kriya from Justice Tech Pros, doing a podcast on the We Push Back channel as I want to update those following along and keeping track on We Push Back and what we're all about. I wanted to pretty much, since there's been some changes, I wanted to just do a video for those who may not even be familiar, just to understand the website, understand the purpose and the movement. So I just wanted to go through the website, explain. Obviously, it's still a work in progress. This is something that I'm sure I'll be making changes pretty frequently and updates and things like that and new ideas that I want to implement. So I'll do these once in a while when something is added or a new section's implemented, just to keep everybody in the loop, and also for those who are not familiar, just to understand the ins and outs. So as everybody who is following along is familiar with, We Push Back changed a little bit in its format. I think about a month ago, maybe a little longer, I made the change, whereas there's no more members. I'm not a member. There's no such thing as being a member of We Push Back. It's just a website for information and people who support it. People who support the idea of it, the concept of it, and the purpose of it. So I always ask those who support it to spread the word about it, hashtag We Push Back, and just bring attention to it, because it's a lot of issues that I feel are very important. And I feel that the information that I'm going to populate on the site and the different projects, I think it'll enhance the experience of those watching and listening and make it a little more interactive. This way they're learning something and they're also entertained at the same time. And that's one of the major focuses, is just to offer another side of things, because unfortunately the web and social media and all these blogs and all these sites that have all this content, it's mostly geared toward only hearing the informant's narrative, or a writer who's talking about somebody's family and trying to write information about somebody they never met, don't know, and they're just going by, documents and stories from informants and things like that. So it's very important that you hear other side to things, and that's what I want to create, where you have the other side as it relates to stories these lying informants tell and how they contradict either their testimony or prior records or the debriefing or 302s or whatever it may be. I like to bring attention to the contradictions, to the falsities, and to the blatant lies. And it's also important to bring attention to the false persona that many of these lying informants try to captivate their audience with, where they try to create this person who is now repentful, sorry for their past, wants to make changes and all that. It all sounds good. Excuse me. It all sounds good, but their actions don't really support that claim. When you follow it and when you see, especially if they have a YouTube channel, when you see how they conduct themselves and things they said. And one of the main motivations that started me to put this together was, time and again, I'd hear these informants making fun of family, laughing at people, giving them nicknames that don't exist, doing stories on people's family, and friends, family, defendants, people that are topics of interest have to just sit back and watch it. And now that's not the case. Now they're going to see other sides to it. So with that said, I want to show you with the website some of the updates. So we have a new graphic that represents the website, and that'll be, what I like about this graphic is it looks pretty cool, and I'll be able to, I had a few ideas for vinyl stickers that go on windows and things like that, and it looks like it's cracking through. I just like the element of that. So now it's the informational hub on exposing lying informants. Again, people are still saying like, oh, members. There's no members. Not even myself. No such thing. That's like saying, you're a member of a website you go visit. If you go look and read information on Wikipedia, you're a member of Wikipedia. No, you're not a member. You're just digesting the information. So it's the same type of thing here. You could support it, and I value that, and I'm grateful for everybody who supports it and hashtags it and spread the word. And that's where we all kind of unite, when you support something that you all believe in. I initially started off with a couple facts, just just real briefly, 15 out of every 100 wrongful conviction cases that have been overturned by DNA testing methods have involved the testimony of informants or jailhouse snitches, according to the research by the Innocent Project. And then over here you have a 2004 study by Northwestern University Law School examined all wrongful capital convictions. I mean, you don't get any more serious than that. A capital conviction discovered to date. The study concluded that over 45%, almost half, how scary is that? 45% of those innocence cases, I get tongue-tied, were due to the testimony of lying informants, making, quote, snitches the leading cause of wrongful convictions in U.S. capital cases. I don't know how much more serious you can get with that statement, where you understand it's a problem, where you have people lying in capital cases, costing somebody not only their freedom, but their life. Scary, scary stuff. So what is We Push Back? It's a movement dedicated to exposing lying informants and a flawed system that enables their behavior. The last few years, a certain genre on YouTube has been plagued with lying informants. They have gone unchecked for far too long, spreading lies, casting insults, recreating history, and inventing a persona for themselves that has never existed. This smoke and mirrors routine is what has plagued the criminal justice system for far too long, resulting in many wrongful convictions. We Push Back is about bringing attention to lying informants and offering a voice to all those impacted by their lies. This website will work as a united hub, bringing all related information to one portal. So that sums it up right there. As I said, I'm going to be doing certain marketing things and certain tactics to continue spreading the word. I spoke about the hats. I spoke about the billboard. I spoke about sponsoring channels. The first channel we sponsored was A View from Mulberry Street. Please check that out with defense attorney Matt Maury. At the beginning of each episode, he gives a minute presentation about We Push Back. So give his channel a view. You'll enjoy the material immensely. Here's the video we had. We asked Alan Dershowitz his opinion on the whole We Push Back concept. You can go to the YouTube channel and play that. I don't want to play all the videos. I try to put, this is one of the last videos I did, just explaining the evolution of We Push Back and where it stands now. And there's going to be certain spotlighted episodes that are on the We Push Back channel that will be housed on the website as well. So we have all these different headings. You have the informational hub. What the informational hub is going to do, that's going to house any content that I come across or any content provider that's putting out related content that focuses on the lying informants. I'll be housing it here. So we have a video from Assassinino di Rate Verbalmente, and he's talking about, in this episode, he was covering the topic of a lying informant threatening people. I put a lot of Justice Tech Pros episodes on here that have to do with lying informants. This one's on John Panisi. This is on Frank Pasqua III. There's another one on John Panisi. This is courtesy of Mob Rats Exposed, content creator. He also focuses on the lying informants. So again, what I like about about the new model is now I don't have to worry as much about members and things like that. I have no ties in that sense, where I don't have to limit anybody doing what they want to do on their show. And if I feel things don't really line up with We Push Back, it doesn't have any effect on me because there's no tie-in like that. Everybody's just supporter. As I said, it's kind of like if you go view Wikipedia. You're not a member, you're just viewing it, and you may support it. That's all. So, similar type of concept. So what this enables me to do is I could just scour the internet, or people send me videos, things like that, and anything that is really focused on exposing a lying informant or proving their lies or showing the true persona, it'll all be populated here. We have Kane Shades, another creator. He does some episodes that focus on a lying informant. This one was again, it's spotlighting threats made by Jimmy Calandra. Mob Rats 1, he did this video about Sammy the Bull. The We Push Back channel, this was an episode I did about the accusations made of domestic abuse for against John Panisi. Now, I know some people, they don't believe the victim. They believe the lying informant. Everything I saw, everything I've digested, I 100% believe the victim, and I'll always support the victim, and I'll always support anybody who wants to talk out against how these lying informants impacted their family, impacted their livelihood, abused them, threatened them, etc. So this is going to continue. Again, this is all evergreen. It's going to continue to be populated. I may change up as far as alignment and how things are. I may do sections based on the informants as time goes by. But for now, this is the layout. I added a section, lying informant articles. This is going to be segmented by the different informants. Mostly these are informants who are on YouTube or on public platforms where they are spreading the lies. They're continuing their behavior of threatening people, attacking families, because that's where I really want to put the spotlight on. Anything that comes my way that I'm aware of, if I could find inconsistencies or things don't line up with trial transcripts, they'll also make the website. So this is also in the works. I have my team actually putting together different files on different informants with all different articles. And the same way, a lot of these sites, they want to put up articles on people. They want to put up, same type thing. We're going to do the exact same thing in reverse. We're going to put up articles on the lying informants. They put articles up on all the defendants. So it's only fair you put articles up on the lying informants. So what they're all about. Now, for me personally, anything in the media, you always got to source and vet. But either way, that's on the user to do that. People like to read articles and put them off as gospel, and that's how a lot of these sites passed off articles on defendants. They put them out there with all inaccuracies, but they pass them off as gospel. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put out articles on different lying informants, and then it's up to the user again to vet it, see what's true, see what's not. This is John Panisi's section. This is William Catolo Jr.'s section, and these will all be populated. This is just to start. This is Frank Fiordolino, and you can read the various articles. Then I made the boots on the ground. This is going to house all the supporters who support We Push Back and wanted to get involved and wanted to do something and hand out flyers and spread the word. I gave a lot of flyers. Unfortunately, I don't have that many videos. I'd like to show my appreciation for those who handed them out. So if anybody, even if you took pictures or you recorded a little something, I'll be very happy to put it on the website just to give you some acknowledgement and really just show my appreciation. But these are the ones that were sent to me. We have Kane Shades. We saw his video handing them out. Mob Rats Exposed is always handing them out. I think this guy's done it like 3-4 times. He's our number one flyer guy. He's always putting them out, and I'm very grateful for that. This is Carter, another good guy. He spent the day putting out flyers. He set up a table, I believe, by a Best Buy with all the flyers on it. He brought flyers into a library, I believe it was, or a bookstore or something like that. And they let him leave the flyers there. Again, all very appreciated. Here's Mob Rats on October 9th, and then October 9th, part 2. He was spending the day handing them out. So it's just great for the viewer to see that this isn't a web-only type of a movement. This is actual real life, people connecting with others, spreading the word. When I have the hats made up, I'll probably make some extras, have somebody in my area hand them around out as well. I'm not going to do too many hats. To be honest, they're kind of expensive. So I saw how many people wanted a hat, so I got an idea of how many to order. I'll order maybe 10 or 15 extra to hand out. This section is very important. This is the voice of those impacted section. I'm going to be putting everybody who contacts me and wants to speak out against the lying informant, or to right a wrong, or to correct a story that was inaccurate. All those episodes will be on here, or if there's articles maybe that come out where somebody impacted wanted to speak out or to give their side of things. I'm going to populate that all on this section. So this is We Push Back, giving a voice to those impacted, and it just explains what I just kind of spoke about. All those different videos and documents, if there are any articles, will be put here. Court is in session is a new concept I came up with. This is going to be run really by my Justice Tech Pros channel, but I'll be populating it on here as well. what I'm doing here is going to be a very cool project. And I started with one. I have one project in the works. It'll be ready in about 20-something days. This page is going to house all informant testimony transcripts that I could find or that are sent to me. I had some sent to me. I have a bunch, actually, because I emailed a lot of attorneys. So I'm going to put them all together, put the case, and put the section of the informant's testimony. Again, just for the viewer to get an understanding, and I feel put them kind of in the courtroom. And to really make it impactful, what court in session is going to be is I hired a voice actor. Not the same guy who did Guilt for the Guiltless. I got another gentleman involved. And this individual, I sent him a court transcript. I'm going to start with the first one we're going to do for the court in session series is going to be a cross-examination of a federal agent. There was a federal agent on a case, and I think it was very enlightening to hear the cross-examination because it really dives into the tactics they use and the different terminology and how they talk to the informants and the rapport they have with the informants. So I have a voice actor bringing the audience, giving them like almost a seat inside of the courtroom as to what took place. He'll be using different voices for the different people involved in the transcript to really add a little interactiveness, a little engagement. And I think that's going to be a quality project. They take time, think about it. You have somebody reading the lines, so each one takes time. So I'm going to be specific in which transcripts I'm going to give to him. There's a few I have. Some are on lying informants, some are on federal agents. Different transcripts that I think the viewer will get the most use out of or the most knowledge from and are just insightful. So that's going to be a long-term project, and I'm excited about that. Then we have the numbers. The numbers is basically all articles just to give people an idea of what the lying informants cost the American people as far as the program, the confidential informant program, WITSEC, and what it costs the public to support these different programs and the amount of spending that goes into these programs. I mean, look at this. This was back in 2014, so I'm sure it's a lot more than that. But they paid them $548 million in recent years, and that was in 2014. They keep these numbers. They don't really make these numbers public because they are jarring when you see the amount of money that's spent. So this will house any articles that have to do with the numbers. These are all must-reads. These are things that I believe are just important for the viewer to read. I have articles. This guy was an unbelievable journalist, a dedicated journalist. This is a legitimate journalist here. This guy, Bill Moshe. I mean, he really dove into what goes on, and I downloaded his whole series. He put out this series about WITSEC and protected witness. Yeah, I recommend reading his series. It's a lot of material, but this guy, I have a lot of respect for this journalist. I have a lot of respect for his tenacity and the way he just took on these various projects at a lot of adversity. This guy went through a lot of pushback when he was putting this stuff out. So I recommend reading his information. Just different articles. This is how the FBI, a WikiLeaks informant for the FBI, they gave him only 3 years. And this guy was doing disgusting, degenerate, low-life things to underage boys. And they gave him 3 years. So it really gives you an idea of how they treat these informants, how they let things go because they just want a bigger target. This article, another good article, how informants break the law. Look at this, 22,800 times in 4 years. Unbelievable. And then this, obviously, Guilt for the Guiltless. It'll take you to the Guilt for the Guiltless site. That was the book written by Lisa Babick based on the trial of Stephen O'Crea. And you just go to guiltfortheguiltless.com. You click on that. It takes you to it. And there's also a little banner up top. You get the free book. You could download it or listen to it. So again, everything you see here is going to be populated. I just wanted to come up with the different headings and what I want to focus on. And then I made this for honorable mentions. Anybody that I feel needs to be mentioned in some way. And this is a link to pages and sites. This is for Justice for Alan Kaiser. So you click on this and it'll take you right to the Alan Kaiser Facebook page. And for those not familiar, very tragically, Alan Kaiser lost his life at the hands of a lying informant, Sammy Gravano. And the Facebook page is a dedication to his life and his memory. So that's really it for where we're at, what we push back. I just wanted to give you a little update on the direction that the website's going and the information that'll be available. And again, as time goes by, each page will be populated, updated with information, and it'll just continue to grow and expand. So for everybody who supports We Push Back, again, very, very grateful. Thank you to everyone and all that hashtag it, that pin the website on their page. Any kind of support, any kind of spreading awareness, any kind of exposure to it is very much appreciated, and that's what really gives this thing legs. So sincere thank you to everybody who is in support of the We Push Back movement. That's it for today.